what technologies or things do you think would be the best for somebody trying to get healthy, stay healthy, or maybe it's applicable to what it's for? But are there any that like jump out to you that you love more than others?
Definitely, and there's really a lot of them in this space. But to be completely honest with you, I think the best technology that we have is our own brain and our own observations of, like you just were kind of talking about, what is best for us. Technology allows you to put a number to what you feel, and sometimes those numbers don't always match up with what you feel or see.
Mm.
And when that occurs, like, you got to start asking questions,
Yeah.
because you know your body the best. And that's one thing that I always, try to tell myself about our athletes, is that, nobody knows their body better than them. So I may be seeing something that indicates fatigue, and I could discuss it with them. And if they're not feeling fatigue, then I'm not going to stop them from doing what makes them great. It's very easy to think that you're kind of an all-knowing person because you have the numbers. But a lot of these guys, really, honestly, all of these guys got to where they are without ever knowing me. And I'd be willing to bet that without ever having a scientist by their side at all points in time telling them, like, hey, you should do that, you shouldn't do that. It was really probably based on feeling, right?
Yeah.
Like, you feel pain, you feel when you're hurt, you feel when you're tired. And so I think the best technology, to be honest with you, is the brain that we're giving and just listening to your body. Sometimes I will trial different technologies or utilize different technologies. And the one thing that I always kind of come back to is like the step counter on my phone, because a lot of these technologies are just kind of glorified accelerometers, which is basically your iPhone. It can track how much motion, how much activity you have going on. And then from time to time, you get, kind of into one more than the other. So you start using things like the Aura Ring to kind of track your sleep and look at your heart rate variability, things of that nature. Or
do you recommend that, by the way?
I do like the Aura Ring a lot.
Okay, because I was thinking about getting it. So,
it's really cool. And I actually, before I came over here, I just got done meeting with a startup company called Crescent Health. They recently just rebranded to Crescent Health, but they utilize, they're device agnostic, but they utilize the Aura Ring and other sleep-based monitors to pair you with a coach who gives you insights on the numbers that are coming off of that piece of technology. So it's always great for you to be able to have a technology and learn on your own. But when you don't really necessarily have the time for that, it's always helpful to kind of have someone like pinging you and letting you know that.
Yeah.
And that was one of the coolest things that when I kind of trialed it, that I liked about it, was that there was a person on the other side of it. I think sometimes we get so lost in this automated world that we can easily forget that somebody or something is telling us to do something. Yeah. But when it's an actual physical person, you feel a little bit more inclined to like check in and like respond to them.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's why, like, when it comes to this technology stuff and integrating it into high performance settings, such as NBA teams or NFL teams, relationships are everything, man. Like, these guys, they only care about how much you know after they know about how much you care. They're really unwilling probably to listen to something that they've never had to utilize in their life unless they value you as an individual, you as a person, and trust what you're saying.
I mean, that's a pretty cool way to do things in general. It's like, well, yeah, if you're not, you can tell me everything in the world, but if I don't like you as a human, or I don't believe that you actually care, then you're just somebody else throwing stuff at the wall at me. And, what do I need that for if I can already do it without you?
Exactly.
So it makes sense. You got to trust the person that, when it comes to not only their livelihood, but their own bodies. It's like, I would consider that to be a very unique relationship.
Your body is the most valuable real estate you'll ever own, especially when you're a professional athlete.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video.
And subscribe and hit the bell for a whole lot more to come.